Hi everybody, Dr. Minnow here. This was sent to me from someone who liked my Hands Off Costa Rica, Roger Walters piece that I did. And I've cut back on a lot of my videos because I got this carpal tunnel syndrome going on, trying to save the world one mind at a time. And this is the multipolar world against war. This website here, Cooperation Not Confrontation. A call for international solidarity. Stop the coup against Venezuela. Come on, people. I can't believe all these people on board with such criminal elements like the United States and NATO and all them people. Okay, so let's read this over. Look at that. Unilateral military intervention is a violation of international law and must be universally condemned. Of course, the UN is not doing or saying anything about this. Let's go through these. Why not? Respect must be restored to the principles of sovereignty, self-determination, and international law. Stop your wars for world domination and the control of foreign resources, like the oil Mongols, the gold people stealing everybody's gold. See, nobody ever talked about the United States when they went in there and stole all the gold out of Iraq and Syria and Libya. That was one of the reasons they went into the stole it all. No wonder they got so many reserves, because they leased all their gold out. They don't have nothing in there. Building a global coalition that promotes peace through multipolar diplomacy, not warmongers and killing people. United together against escalating ecological crisis and extreme poverty. Save our earth. International solidarity, the real cause for refugee crisis, military and economic warfare. I've said this so many times for years. The reason why Europe and the United States has such an immigration problem is because we keep going in there and destroying countries, destroying economies. If we never destroyed Iraq, Libya, and Syria and all those other countries in that area, there wouldn't be an immigration problem going up in Europe. And I've always said, if people in the United States and the UN and NATO just went back in there and rebuilt everything that they destroyed, you will hear a sucking vacuum sound of all the immigrants leaving Europe and the United States, going back to their home country, because they do want to go back to their home countries. They do want to, but not destroyed and stinking of stench from dead bodies that are still there for weeks and years. And this is horrible. The United States said, we're not going to do it. Yeah, Halliburton should go in there and do it on their own expenses. What's next here? Let's go through this. Breaking through the spin. Support fair and independent global media. Well, RT is probably the only decent global media out there right now. We are committed to global peace and tolerance through non-violence. No pasaran, that's Spanish. Fascism is not an opinion. Fascism is a crime. True, 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 true. True. The RT report here. No casualties and 81 people evacuated. Well, we'll follow up on that later. Yes, fascism is a crime. It's beyond capitalism. Fascism, when you mix corporations and politics, those two things don't go together for the good of the people. Okay, sign a petition, inform, and organize, which we will get to at the bottom of this here. So let's go through this little article here. Of course, I always leave the links in there, everything that I go through, all my proof, all my resources. We hereby express our categorical condemnation of the attempt to overthrow the legitimate elected government and president of Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro. And yes, I'm still donning my black mustache in support of Maduro. The world is at a critical turning point. The destructive Western policy of unilateral military interventions, illegal regime change, and economic sanctions increase the danger of global military escalation. Most of Venezuela's problems is because of the economic sanctions. People are going hungry because of their little fascist buddies who produce the food. Quit producing the food so the shelves look empty. They take pictures and, oh, look, all these poor people are so hungry. But they're causing it themselves. Their little fascist buddies who manufacture their food, the corporations that manufacture all this stuff, because they want Cargill, they want Nestle's to come down with all their bullshit, poisonous, processed crap. Okay? Where are we at? The coordinated efforts of the reactionary right-wing opposition in Venezuela in collaboration with the U.S. government, the European Union, and the Organization of American States was a BS organization totally controlled by the United States, and several Latin American governments are a clear attempt to openly intervene in the country's internal affairs, because the United States has got these other countries by the balls. They're already instilled their local politicians. The latest one in Brazil, the tropical tonto is what I call it, not the tropical Trump, the tropical tonto. See my video on that. I'll try to put these links in there too, all the related stuff that I have already reported on this. And I can't do as much as I want because, like I said, my hands are failing me here. The self-proclaimed interim president, Juan Guaido, and the sequence of events represents a dangerous escalation of the U.S., EU, and NATO imperialist plans in the region. Absolutely true. Representatives of the Trump administration are now openly discussing the possibility of military action from that asshole Bolton and that new guy, Elliot Abrams. Oh my God. Why don't people wake up and condemning Venezuela along with Cuba and Nicaragua as part of the Troika of tyranny? I did a video on that too. I'll put that in the links below. Okay, the Troika of tyranny. That was going on out there. We also condemn the economic sanctions on the part of the USA and other countries which have aggravated the situation in Venezuela. Of course, it's all about aggravating situations to propagate civil wars and are blocking the means by which government could escape grave economic situations. Moreover, oil production in the country also fell dramatically due to low global oil prices, further escalating economic crisis. The aggressive policy of sanctions of Western states against demonized governments is a long tradition. Of course, it's a very long tradition. Examples are Iraq, Iran, Libya, Cuba, North Korea, Syria, and Russia. Of course, of course, of course. We hereby declare our solidarity with the Venezuelan people. Yes, I do too. Don your black mustard in their struggle for sovereignty in their country. In the interest of Venezuela, the region, and the principle of national sovereignty, international actors should consider supporting negotiation between the Venezuelan government and its opponents. Even taking into account dissident voices, any attempts to topple the elected government of Venezuela must be firmly rejected. Firmly rejected? Why isn't this guy in jail? In any other country around the world, especially the United States, if Nancy did this or Schumer or any of those Democratic guys tried to do this, in any other country around the world, if somebody did this, it openly spoke that we're going to bring in military, we're going to take over the government, they would be thrown in jail for treason. And what's the penalty of treason in that escalation on that level? Is a death. Death, death. This one guy needs to go to jail and he needs to be considered to put on the chopping block. Okay. There. A little excitement there. Where was I? Okay. The time has come to unite against this threat to humanity. Once again, we destroyed humanity in the other countries in the Middle East and North Africa. Respect for the principles of sovereignty, self-determination, and non-interventionism. And social justice must be restored, and compliance with international law must be a top priority. We must be united in the voice and this action. We also refer you to our April 2018 Declaration for International Solidarity with all nations stand for peace and diplomacy, which has been signed numerous individuals and organizations. Okay, so here is the form here. Click here for comments of some of the supporters for background information. To also endorse the appeal, stop the coup against Venezuela, please use the email form below to sign and or send directly to email at hbooker.net. A nice German guy who forwarded this to me. I told him I'm doing video to support his cause because it's a good cause. There's a bunch of names there, people doing it. Of course, my name, Dr. Min, is not on there yet. But anyway, that's what this is all about. Let's get this going. Let's stop this craziness around the world. Let's stop the United States. Somebody needs to step up and stop the United States. We cannot let Venezuela fall like we did with Libya, Syria, Iraq, and these other countries that we just totally destroyed. We cannot let this happen in South America because it's just going to be like cancer, going to spread throughout the whole continent. Anyway, I'm Dr. Minnow, passing on peace. The true peace terrorist, because I want peace to spread faster than fear, because you know how fast Fear can travel, yes, to a multipolar world. Urgent call for a multipolar coalition for peace in this website here. Okay? Dr. Mendel signing off. Pura Vida, because I'm still, even with my messed up hands, still trying to change the world, trying to save humanity one mind at a time. Pura Vida.